Thank you all for joining in for Paranormal Investigations.
Yes.
All right. On our last session, majority of the investigators had experienced some night terrors from the Djinn. So the Djinn that you guys had all banished out in Ross's corners had found his way into your guys' dreams. So Gillis had encountered what he thought was a werewolf. Essentially, the cousin had started to transform and chase him around in the tunnels down below. Carmilla had thought she had met up with one of her fellow compatriots to go out and figure out what the hell was going on in the cemetery, and they had all been surrounded by ghouls, and then she woke up at an asylum. Archibald had made his way back down into the mausoleum where he had been captured by what appeared to be some sort of like demonic ritual, at which point the Djinn, in the form of his grandfather, had kind of spilled the beans on that. He now had a connection with everyone, at least in the dream world, because it was more malleable to his way.
Influence?
Yes. Luckily for everyone, though, Bentley Truss had been sent out by PICA to catch up with the investigators since no one had checked in once they had arrived. He made some investigations around town and then made his way out to the cemetery where he'd seen all you guys laying around this crypt. Waking everybody up uh, right before everybody had kind of made their decision on what they were going to do next. Violet's cousin had appeared from inside the mausoleum, but not as she had remembered. He was now this sort of half ghoul hybrid creature. He had informed the party that he was the one that was actually stealing the books from his what was his house before he had went missing, and that he had decided to become a ghoul and he was just grabbing some books before he went down to the Underdark forever. Um, Basically, he wanted all of you guys to stop searching for him and to kind of just fill in his nephew that the burglar had been found and scared off, and that was the end of it. He basically just wanted it to kind of be a quiet sort of end to everything. While Gillis and Archibald had done some rehabilitation after their events with their dream, Carmilla refused to let anybody else know that she'd experienced anything and was playing it off as that it was just Gillis being this same sort of nerdy bookworm that was soft. Um, but she did strike up a very good relationship with Bentley. Had spent some time at dinner with him, and had went out to kind of find some speakeasies and those types of things in Arnoldsburg before you guys made your way out to Harlem. This was the period where uh, Reginald had called out and informed the party that he had set up a meeting with Edwin Allen, which was Marion Allen's uncle. If you guys recall, Marion Allen was the
Yes.
leader of the Dark Brotherhood who had summoned the Djinn in the first place, who had ended up dying in New Orleans as he was trying to research how to get rid of the Djinn. So that's kind of where we're picking
Oh,
up.
I
You
was
guys,
thinking about the. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I can fill in
Who's
here in
the
a
guy
sec.
who died in the hospital?
That was, oh, I'm blanking on his name right now. Rupert
Not
Merriweather.
Marion.
Rupert Merriweather. He was
Rupert.
also part
Yes.
of
Yes.
the Dark Brotherhood, but he was the kind of like the bookkeeper where he wrote down everything that was
Right.
happening. He was the last surviving member. But Marion Allen was one of the ones that lasted fairly long, uh, but he had been researching how to dispel the Djinn, and all the notes that you guys had found in the house were from Marion Allen. Uh, so the ritual you guys had performed was his doing.
Right. Right. Right.
Uh, but yes, you now have a tentative meeting with Edwin Allen out in Small's Paradise, which is in Harlem. The once you guys kind of get in town, you'll set up the meeting. You had some downtime, but we're kind of picking up. at the end of your guys' downtime, so you'd be making the trip. It'd be about 2 weeks of travel out to New York.
New York, baby.
I have one question, DM.
Fire.
In the last little gasping seconds of our downtime there, would I have had enough time to buy a new tux and maybe go to the barber? Because what I'm thinking is like, you know, we have like the first era of Gilus here, who went from non-believer to a believer, and not in a like good way. And so I'm thinking I'm gonna ditch the beard and go straight to stash. And to accompany this sort of like aesthetic change, I'm going to get like a sort of a tannish colored suit with yellow accents and a yellow tie as well. Sort of gives a little more of a bright, kind of to almost in a way battle the sort of dark ass shit that he's seeing around. So just kind of like, anyways, that's it. So I don't know how much I need to spend, or if that just counts as my money to do.
Yeah, I think that would be in price range, and I can't remember if Carmila had filled everybody else in. She had talked with her boss. Oh goodness, where's my notes? What was his name? Lucky Luciano. I don't remember if she filled everybody else in, but you guys will need to get fairly nice digs for Small's Paradise. It's the top of the line speakeasy in New York. So if you're underdressed, you won't be allowed in. Haircut, easy. You're able to find a barber. As far as the suit, give me a luck roll to see what sort of stock, because this is the Midwest, so kind of determining on what level of nicety it is.
Please tell me it looks like that.
Let's see.
Oh my god, you're insane.
Oh my god, no, I'm not. Dude, that looks
Colonel
like the guy...
Mustard.
Oh yeah, but dude, for some reason my mind went to the hunter from Jumanji.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Anyways,
That's his next character.
So the idea is like, if I'm not able to find much, like, because knowing now that I have to kind of dress up, I'm going to get a new pair of shoes as well. But if that means I rock like a pair of solid cowboy boots that match the color of the suit, I'm all right with that too. So luck roll, you said?
Yeah.
I'm pretty lucky. Nice. That's going to be a 54, which is a success.
Sweet. So you're able to find one. It's not like, it's not from Milan, but it'd be a step up from like kind of the rustic sort of style of suit. You can tell this is like one of the topper end ones here in Arnoldsburg. It's going to run you a little deeper than what you're normally used to as far as like spending level. It's not going to like break the bank, but you kind of feel the effects of not doing psychology work over the last month or two. So you know that after this next sort of thing, you're going to have to probably buckle down and do some work.
Gotcha. Okay, that's it for me.
Anybody else wanting to do anything else before you guys hit the road?
I think I'd want to do some clothes shopping in New York.
Yeah, same.
Perfect. And I will say you guys will have some downtime once you get there, because you're basically going to notify Edwin that you've arrived, and then he'll set up the meeting after that. So you'll probably have a day or two after that.
Bureaucratic bullshit stuff. So, Bentley, you have a car, right?
I do not.
Oh, that's Morietti.
Morietti owns one. Bentley borrowed one from PICA, so there's currently 2 vehicles.
Oh, okay.
So you could spread the wealth so that you don't all have to cramp in one vehicle.
Okay.
Might find garbage out there, Gillies.
Yes. And he kind of stretches out a pair. I was going to say suspenders, but I mentioned he had a tie, which I think you're not supposed to do that. If you
can do tie and suspenders.
Yeah, absolutely.
Usually you go bow tie.
Right. You know, what, I'll go bow tie. It's a little it's not comical, but it's bigger than like maybe something more a little small and indiscreet. But I just kind of, oh yes, I needed some change, and this is the best that Arnoldsburg could provide, and I might be a fan of it myself.
Do you have a mustache now, right?
Yes, I. Oh yeah, that's right. So I don't have a beard anymore, and it's like just a nice thick, sort of like it doesn't curl. It just kind of is straight down the face.
Could
Oh,
sorry, you go ahead.
Carmila kind of looks you up and down and looks at your new car as she takes a long sip from her flask. She closes it and goes, "So, are you calling your car the mustache ride?"
Oh, but, and I just kind of fumble like a elderly person for a few moments, and then just like leave it at that.
She laughs.
I don't even.
Maybe you should call it the stachio.
Mm.
Pistachio.
Everybody, I realize I've made a very strong aesthetic change. However, I was not prepared for the nickname, so quit. This is not Mustachio. This is my Model T, and it's lovely. In fact, maybe when we get into the city, I'll clean it up some. Sorry.
Doc, you seem like the type that got bullied in school.
Now, if everybody would just lay off the lad, and Archibald kind of like walks up
Yes,
to you.
thank
and
you.
He licks his fingers and like curls your mustache. I think it's rather fitting.
And I just kind of like, you know, pull it back down. Thank you, Archibald. Yes, and honestly, you know what? If it would appease you all, we can call it the Mustachio, but it's not going to be anything official. It's just going to be what you guys call it, and I'll call it my car.
She's gonna look at like over the Bentley and hand him the flask as she kind of whispers, "Let's get it engraved on the car."
I'll pretend to not look.
Smart man.
Little hood ornament that's a mustache.
Oh my god, like it's like the little Pringles mobile.
Just because this is like my second session in here, I have completely forgotten what your guys' characters look like. Can I get a quick description?
Oh, I will send a picture of what he looks like.
Yeah, I'll just send a picture as well.
Yeah, let me see if actually I'll kind of describe mine. She's about. Let me pull up my sheet real quick just so I'm sure. God damn. Okay, so she's about. You're okay. She's about a 6'1", darker skin, lady with a strong New York accent. You guys know that movie? What's that? Fury movie? Fury.
Potentially.
She has that haircut where the sides are shaved, but the top part's long, so it's like kind of slicked back.
Okay.
And it's a black color hair. She has quite the muscular body as she's wearing a slacks with suspenders, a vest, and her bottom shirt is a long sleeve that's rolled up.
Okay.
Just to add to that, honestly, he looks like Sigmund Freud. There's maybe slight differences, but like, I'm kind of tall and I'm skinny. I'm not necessarily ugly, but like I am maybe like slightly below average. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
As far as looks go, and I'm like, I think I'm like fucking shit. Like, am I 55?
Oh no, I did post a picture of Camilla. She looks like this. I apologize. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut it. I'm sorry.
That's it. No, that's it. I'm just adding extra characteristics that a picture through Discord doesn't communicate necessarily.
Okay.
Actually, I thought I had a better picture of Archibald because he's kind of a strapping man.
I mean, I like that. I think the character you that comes through the picture. It made sense.
Okay, cool.
This is what he looks like when he's spying on you through the window.
Oh gods. He's just in the open too, like he doesn't think anyone's gonna see him.
That's awesome.
And you're like a chonkier guy or something, right? From I think of like an Earth type gym leader. There's one I don't remember which one I'm thinking of, but he's like a cowboy. Anyways,
Anyways.
All right. So as you guys kind of group up, you guys can split between the vehicles how you will. Like I said, it's going to be about 2 weeks. So if there's any RP on the road that you want to go through, feel free to. Otherwise, we can kind of skip to arriving there in Harlem.
I don't think I'll ever get used to the weather over here.
who's in what vehicle?
I'd assume I'm driving the one that I had borrowed.
I do.
Archibald will always ride with Gilius, just kind of like tapping on the dashboard.
Of course.
I'll ride with Bentley.
Great. And then we can have Violet in the back of mine. And maybe every once in a while, every other stop, we can swap the amount of people in what car.
What, you don't like this weather?
Well, you get so used to be either hot enough to think that you're going to immediately die of dehydration, or be so cold that you will just shiver to the bone.
See, I could do the cold part. But the people who live in those states, like Arizona, Texas, it's too fucking hot.
Yeah, there's a reason why they wear such big hats over there.
Fucking ridiculous as she hands you her flask.
Oh, my favorite pastime, drinking and driving. I'll take a
Absolutely.
big old gulp.
Dude,
My
she's-
favorite dude, it says it's only 1920. I just like the way it loosens me up on the road.
She's like feeling like a fresh breeze and a good taste. And she'll take a big sip too.
Shit.
And hand him a cigar when she lights her own.
I'll proceed to just stick my knee up to hold to the wheel, and I'll just light up my cigar. I didn't have any. Yeah, go ahead.
She's like, I think we're gonna be good friends. And she kind of knocks the window.
And Gillis is behind you at least almost a mile because I'm like not willing to drive faster than the speed limit. As far as like the trip goes, I wanted to talk to Violet and at some point talk to Bentley, but I guess Violet, we decided that you're in the car with me and Archibald, and you're in the back.
In the mustachio.
Yeah, did you get the whole mustache part before?
Yeah, I heard that.
Okay. So, after some time, I've like everyone's acclimated to be in the car. I'll look in my rearview mirror to see you in the back writing or reading something, and I go, Miss Violet.
I guess I'm gonna look up from my book briefly and say yes.
Yes, I would hate for this to be construed as a attention-seeking behavior, so please, refrain. And I kind of like pull at my mustache, and I
Jeez.
say, I'm like having this conversation via mirror, looking back at you. I'm like, so. Put my hand back on the wheel.
During this entire time that you're trying to have this conversation with her, Archibald is tapping on the dashboard, singing the tune to Little Brown Jug as loud as he can.
Oh my
He's
God.
like, "Da-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba."
Violet's just gonna write something real quick in her book and look back at you and be like, so what?
Oh, must I say it? Violet, do you like my mustache? Because I liked it, but everybody I'm not sure if it's been looked as cool.
Oh, as a female, I could care less about your mustache.
Damn.
That, as honest as that was, I don't know how helpful that was for me.
I'm not here to be helpful. I'm here to write my book.
Which, by
I
the
don't care
way,
about your mustache.
what are you working on? As I have to
That-
like readjust the wheel quickly.
Our latest adventures, obviously.
Are you already writing something about the whole graveyard mishap we had?
Of course, I gotta do it while it's fresh.
So how much do you have written? Like, how does this work? Do you just like write a chapter a day, or just do? Or what is this? Like, how far along are you with this first draft?
You know, I do as I feel fitting. So sometimes a chapter a day, sometimes less. You know, it just depends. Sometimes I like to just read.
Hmm. Well, um, thank you. I'm going to focus on the road now, and I just kind of like look forward, a little embarrassed. And at this point, um, the drive out to what was it, Andersburg? Is that the town name? It was hard to be with Archibald, but just because of his incessant like tapping and humming and occasionally whistling. Um, at this point, though, I found it comforting, much like someone would enjoy a white noise machine at sleep. It sort of fills the empty air in a way that allows me to maintain focused on the road. So
Every now
I
and
ro-
then, Archibald will pause from his humming and singing and just be like, Gillis, Gillis, I spy with my little eye
It's
something
you.
green.
um, the grass, and I just like don't look out the window when I say it.
And Violet's gonna look up and be like, "Why am I not included in this I Spy game?"
Okay, you can, as he kind of looks back, you can buy all. Something green is what I spy. Gillis, I hate to say it, but it was not the grass.
Okay, I'm done playing now.
Violet's gonna guess the leaves on the tree.
And he goes, yes! And goes right back to humming Little Brown Jug.
Oh my gosh.
And I'll go back to reading my book.
Carmila's gonna, I guess maybe like on the after a few days, maybe like the second or third day driving. Would anyone else be in the car with me, Bentley?
Um,
I think you're the only one in there.
well,
aside-
I mean, it just kind of depends. It doesn't really matter.
Okay, I
Pretty
didn't know.
fluid.
She kind of looks at Bentley and then looks to in the mirror when she sees like the very little tiny dot that is this what was the car's name? Pistachio.
yeah, mustachio.
Pistachio.
Pistachio.
She kind of looks at Bentley as she takes another swig of the flask and I'll hand it to you. Goes, what do you think of that group?
To be honest, I don't know if I understand Archibald, but he's the kind of person that's not meant to be understood.
Hmm. I think the violent one is not giving off as much as he actually seems.
And, Gillis is very easy to poke fun at, but honestly, he's helped me through some past trauma, and I'd like to have more sessions with him in the future.
Interesting. You kind of seem like a wise guy.
I don't think that's intentional. And then, Violet. I haven't had yet the opportunity to speak with that one yet, but I don't know how to say this in a cultural appropriate way, but
Who fucking cares? Just say it.
I haven't seen many women write.
Yeah,
It's
the 1920s.
interesting.
She kind of nods at that and goes, I don't know. It is a rare sighting to see an author of a woman's stature.
But from the adventures that we've had so far, I think that that's as good a muse as anything, if you ask me.
I can see that.
As far as you, though, I'm a bit curious of more of your backstory.
More of my backstory.
I've heard bits and pieces how you got involved, and we share similar interests and, well, taste. But, it seems you ended up in a rougher crowd than myself.
Yeah, that's Bentley. Everyone always says that the grass is greener on the other side, but it's just as fucking brown on that side as on the other fucking side.
I didn't grow up around green.
You get it then. And she takes another hefty swig. Listen, Bentley, I'm a miserable cunt. I am. I drink because I am. And I'm always going to be a miserable fucking cunt. But I'll tell you one thing. I have your back. And even though I don't like some of them in that car, I have their back. You can count on me.
Well then. This may be like a strange topic change, but it's relevant because of the trust you've betrayed. He'll take one hand off the wheel and pull out his holster. Do you have any experience with these? And flips around his revolver on one finger and hands it over.
She whistles as she sees that. She kind of looks at it. And what gun did we say that I had? What was that?
It was
Let me see here.
It was
Well,
a type.
I think I have pictures of
Yeah,
it.
yeah. It's fuck. It's a. Isn't it some sort of revolver or something?
Yeah, it's like the
Yeah.
1920s equivalent of like a Magnum.
Oh fuck! I'm missing like all of my weapons that we added on.
Didn't you also have a double barrel?
Yeah, she had a sawed-off
Yeah.
shotgun.
Yeah. Let me see if, because I am missing. Let me just see 1920s. I hope I didn't oversave when I opened it up. I'm sorry, Don. I think I'm missing like all of my weapons. We might have not. We can do it later. But she kind of opens up her long coat, showing her quite of a large handgun, and she kind of pulls out and kind of hands you her sawed-off shotgun.
I've seen similar contraptions. It was pretty common to see some of the ranchers saw off their barrels to make their impact a bit more, well, explosive, but to use that on another human being, how gruesome.
Oh yeah,
But effective.
it's a pink miss. Let me tell you. She's like looking at your gun and she's cocking it and things. You're welcome to use it if you ever want to try it out.
Same goes to you, but that gun, it came from a private investigator case that I took early on. It was the only thing that they were able to pay with, but it's been a trusty weapon just as much as you'd see a female companion or a best friend for ages.
Shit, it's a beautiful gun. Like I can see why. I can see why. It fits good. It's hefty. It looks like it's what company made it? Do you know?
Is Smith & Wesson canon?
Yes, Smith and Wesson has been around for so long.
Yeah, they're like as old as America or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
pretty much.
Smith and Wesson has been around since like the 1800s.
Shit.
Yeah, this is a Smith & Wesson 38.
I have always wanted a Smith and Wesson, but she kind of hands it back to you. She takes her sawed-off shotgun and clips it back behind her.
Needless to say, those three may be the wild cards in this group of ours. Just know that wilds in any card game are usually pretty good to have on your side.
I think you're right. As long as they listen when the bullets start flying, I think we'll be fine. But Gillis seems like the kind of guy who would close the door on you and lock it when there's plenty of time to let you in. You know what I'm saying?
You've got a sawed-off shotgun.
Oh no, I know, I'm fine. Just saying his personality.
All right. I know Gillis wanted to have another conversation. Was anybody else wanting some RP during this travel time.
Gillis said he wanted to have some time with Bentley, and I kind of agree. I'd like to have some time with Gillis, like maybe on one of the nights that we park.
Perfect.
Yeah, like I don't know if we'll. Is it just to kind of assume that we like will stop in some sort of motel get up like from town to town as we travel?
Yeah, I mean, you guys are kind of
Okay.
trekking from. You guys went out to Michigan, I
Yeah.
think.
Uh-huh.
So you're making your way
Yeah.
back from Michigan to New York. So you're gonna have plenty of stops up in the north, Midwest, and east.
Yeah, we'll say like maybe when we're getting closer to New York, one of the nights when we're staying, I'll I guess it doesn't have to. I guess it doesn't have to just be us. I'll invite everybody out for a smoke, and as I start packing my pipe, because of course I'm a fucking therapist in the 1920s. And I'll just ask you to come outside with me. Hey, I know we've had the chance to talk, and you've very graciously let me know a lot of things that it takes quite literally people and their lifetimes to admit. I do have some concerns, however, so do you mind as I sort of gesture with my pipe?
Do you have a light? No, that may not have come off. Do you have a light?
Oh, um, uh, and I reach into my James Bond pocket and pull out a straight book of matches.
I'll just use the last half of the cigar and snip off the ash and relight to finish the one that Carmela had given me.
If any would like to come, we're going to go outside for a nice smoke. And I go out towards the parking lot.
Archibald will join you
Carmila will as well.
as he kind of pulls out, starts rolling up a cigarette.
DM, can it be a full moon tonight, please?
By all means, full moon it is.
Fuck yeah. Cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. So I'll just kind of kind of get my pipe going. And so Bentley, you seem to have some sort of at least motivation behind stopping potential paranormal threats. It sounds like you may have dealt with a version of that from where you came. Here's the thing. I came into this not really believing in much and was forced with the ultimate state of reality to think otherwise. I'll kind of puff a little bit more. And I just want to make sure you know what we're getting into. And that whole graveyard shit, it was scary, but it was nothing compared to just weeks prior when we had taken down a Djinn. I don't know if I'm ever going to forget that day. And I just want to make sure that you know exactly what you're getting into as far as PICA and its goals are concerned.
I appreciate your concern. To be honest with you, I might be a little insane. I think we all are in taking on a goal like this. And yes, it was hard to believe the things that I even heard before I came onto the case. Much more so, the stories that you all said while I found you unconscious. But let me tell you this. If you spend all your time disbelieving and not facing what is in front of you, It seems like you won't have enough time to actually believe once you are faced with the fact. Mute.
I 100% agree. And I'm just going to, without saying anything, just with a very like empathetic sort of therapist face on, I will at that point look directly at Carmela as I take the next exhale of my pipe in the eyes, and then look back at Bentley and I say, yes, to deny any of this is to add an extra layer of insanity to it all.
In the same vein, though, it's much easier to not want to believe in things you don't want to exist.
The thing is, Bentley, and I'll sort of like adjust my bow tie. The thing is, it doesn't matter if you believe in a djinn when it's killing you.
Yeah?
To deny it is just making it harder for oneself, I would argue. And it sounds like you're up for the task, and just know that we just met. I can promise that myself and everyone here, and I'll gesture to the rest of the group. Violet, did you end up coming outside by chance? Regardless, we have your back, and we will do what we can to save the world from something they don't even know exists.
Yeah. Honestly, if the world did know, it may be a much worse place for it.
Yeah, and you know what? After that, I'll just kind of like make peanut gallery comments with the rest of the group. Maybe make comments about how it's a full moon, and attempt to blow a smoke ring, but I fucking can't. And so it's like really like I make this ridiculous face, and it doesn't even like work. Yeah, it becomes the easy thing to make fun of in the smoking session.
Carmilla sees you trying to do this, and she just looks you in the eyes as she just does one with her cigarette.
Archibald will join in as you see him just kind of like, but he tries, but it's just coming out and just like puffs.
Right.
You guys need to. Okay.
Oh, go ahead. No.
She just like taps her cigarette and goes, "You gotta do a better circle motion with your mouth."
And, like this, and he takes another puff. And oh.
Not to say that it had any implication, but the instruction coming from Carmela just kind of like is enough to make me blush and correct my suit again, and then check to see that my pipe is still like I still have at least a few more minutes, unless if I want to just hash this whole bowl of tobacco.
Archibald kind of speaks up. Oh, go ahead, Bentley.
No, please. I'm sorry.
Bentley. And he takes another long drag on his cigarette and goes, what do you suppose happens to us when we die?
Do you want the long answer or the easy answer?
Abridged, please.
What do you think happens when we die? Well, our corpse is fed to the earth.
Well, what about, your soul, old lad?
That opinion has been changed. From things that I've seen, suspicions that I have that have now been confirmed. It depends on if you die with worldly tethers or not. If you can die peacefully with not a doubt or shadow of a doubt in your mind, Your soul will go to wherever it feels it needs to be. Hence why children or grandchildren or great-great-grandchildren will embody the same traits and behaviors as yourself. I believe that a part of yourself is put into your lineage. But if you have any kind of a doubt or regret in your life, we are facing those doubts right now, aren't we? In the
At
paranormal.
this point, Archibald has pulled out his little flip notebook and he just kind of shoves his sugar in his mouth. He starts writing, So, where do you suppose you'll go when you die?
Good question, Clarissa.
Honestly, I think I'll stick around to hunt Gillis a little bit.
And I
Oh.
cough as I'm trying to blow an O and just like totally like spit a little bit, you know?
Carmila laughs so fucking hard. She's actually wheezing a little bit. She looks at Arch and go, Whitley, what makes you ask these questions?
And he just kind of looks up at you and goes, well. And he reaches into his pocket once again and he pulls out and dangles from his hand in front of your face a pocket watch. And he goes, you know what this is? As he swing it back and forth in front of your face.
I don't know, a broken watch?
He goes, that's exactly what that is. Yeah. This watch.
Sorry. Oh, fuck.
And he says, this watch belonged to my grandfather, you see. When I was a lad, he was dispatched with haste by a ghost in our cellar. And this watch stopped ticking at the very moment that his heart stopped beating. And no matter how much I wind it, and he kind of like, he starts winding, he's like, it just doesn't work. I've had it looked at by watchsmiths, and they can't figure it out either.
So, tell me then, you a Christian?
He goes, no, Archibald.
She just kind of, like, you see a vein kind of pop up in the middle of her forehead, and she kind of looks down and just kind of clicks her tongue and goes, religiously, Archie. Religiously, are you a Christian? You Catholic? You a Christian?
Well, I guess the closest church that I did grow up to was Catholic. I remember Father Solomon very, very fondly, actually, as he'd stand up in front of the congregation, spouting on about this and that. You know,
Okay.
may God be with you, also with you, that kind of thing. Come here and drink this wine and eat your cookie, and then you're forgiven.
Okay. So, as she has like a silver cross kind of hanging in her open blouse a little bit, she goes, where do you think you go when you die?
That, I think, is the most profound question that I've ever heard.
Interesting. I only heard it just moments ago.
That's Dillis actually laughing. That's hilarious.
I couldn't tell you where I think that I would go because I don't know. I have searched and searched for any kind of remnants of my grandfather, and the things that I have seen, the things that we've seen recently, I'm not so sure I believe in heaven or hell, because who says that anybody would to know? Anybody who would know wouldn't be able to tell us now, would they? I think my best luck would be to remain with the people who truly loved and cared for me. And currently that is my grandmother back upstate.
That sounds sweet.
Yeah, it strikes a chord. I don't say anything, but it strikes a chord with Dillis because though he's been able to emotionally process the loss of his parents, your description of what you're saying just really rings a bell with him in the moment. and you see him wipe away like one tear from his eye.
Okay, Gillis, I don't have parents either.
That's not. Something just flew in my eye.
It's got to be these mosquitoes. They're kind of everywhere.
Yes, in fact, I just like blow out my pipe. I should retire. I need to fold my travel clothes, and I'll just sort of like leave embarrassed.
Why did you take them out of the suitcase?
As Gillis walks away, Bentley will just look up at the moon above and you know, one of the things I miss most about where I come from.
What?
Well, the law didn't matter. If you were friends with the sheriff, you got away with anything you wanted. As long as you kept what they called peace, it'd be just fine. You could disappear from town. No one would even bat an eye. But the most relaxing nights are nights like this. Campfire, the howl of coyotes in the distance, and you've got a trusty steed on your side.
Definitely
Archibald
want
kind of looks over his shoulder, like into the distance, to see if he can hear any coyotes.
I guess what I'm leading towards, I wish I had such a connection to my vehicle, like I did my past horses, like Gillis has with Mustachio.
You definitely
I'm
are
like
one.
in the middle of folding my trousers.
You just sneeze. Oh my! You're definitely one of those country boys. That's for sure. I think I like enjoying the night on the top of a building. There in the city below. Have a good hot dog. Have a beer.
For some reason, I just had like the instant image of Carmilla just like standing on top of a building, looking at the city below, going, "I'm Carmilla."
Oh my god, get out of here.
This town needs saving.
With all jokes aside, I do miss riding around. You know, there weren't really any roads that were paved. There was much work around mines that they could focus on basically anything else aside from necessity. You just rode your horse everywhere. And that's just not the case.
Well, Bentley,
Hmm.
forgive me if I'm wrong, but I've been told that these steeds that we're driving in have at least, 50, 60 of your horses inside as power. And clearly we can get around faster and probably more places.
You're probably right about that. But tell me this. People have connection with dogs, right? The members of their family have an emotional bond to them. Horses, on the other hand, I believe are twice as intellectual. They carry your burdens and you carry theirs.
The last time I was close to a horse, it stepped on my foot, and that really hurt.
Oh my god.
You know what, Archibald? That checks out.
Archibald's gonna put out his cigarette. He's like, "Well, I'm beat. I think I will retire. Maybe go read Gillis a bedtime story or something." And he kind of just like nods and heads in.
I do have one more thing to say before we wrap it up. Sorry for taking up so much time with RP.
This game is made for RP, dude.
Camilla will probably stay maybe like 30 minutes to an hour out there before heading back on her own.
Carmilla, it seems, and no judgments, I completely understand from what I've heard of your background, but you do not assign trust easily.
Nope. You probably tell her she's been heavily drinking these past few days.
A
Yes.
bit of a binge.
Absolutely. She just goes, You can't just fucking trust anybody, especially with this shit. I've seen a squad of men get ripped apart, better men than most people.
Yeah. It's hard. People deal with grief in many different ways. But from what I've heard, what I've learned, and what I've taught, similar to what I had told Gillis about believing, I feel it goes the same for trust. If you go your life working around people that you distrust and finding every reason to not have someone plotting to stab you in the back in some way or form, can destroy every relationship you have in the future. Those walls, although safe, they're alone.
You know, that would probably bother someone who's planning to live a long life, have kids, do all that fucking shit. She kind of like walks, as she's about to walk past you, she hands you her flask. My life's at the bottom of that. And what's at the bottom? That's a barrel. And she's just gonna walk off.
Bentley will just stay looking up and finish the rest of the flask and head to bed.
Wow, and it was a full moon.
As you guys continue on your journey, it's fairly uneventful. I mean, pretty much anything past like the northeast is a little bit more unbeaten areas. So you'll have long periods without seeing a town, sort of thing, each day. But you guys make your way into New York, specifically into the Harlem area. Whoever would like to, you can reach out to contact with Edwin. You have a phone number provided from Reginald back when you guys were in Arnoldsburg. As far as contacting to set up whenever you're going to meet with him at Small's Paradise. Outside of that, you guys all have some time there in the city to kind of update any threads based off the information you got from Carmila that you're going to need to be dressed a little nicer to get into the speakeasy there.
So I thought this girl was working out like crazy, but she wasn't. I met her yesterday at the gym, and I asked her, "How do you look?"
That really threw me off.
Yeah.
I'll push Archibald to get in contact with Edwin.
I would
Both just
also,
kinda freaked me out, you know what I'm saying?
I would also like to get cleaned up.
Same.
Guys, I'm not gonna lie. On a meta level, I'm jealous that I didn't think about just getting ready in New York, and instead relied on some sort of Midwestern town to like get me a new fucking. Yeah, anyways,
I think
I
it's
look fine.
I think it's fitting for Gillis because that is like his personality is like you get the
Yeah.
information and you go act on it before like fully thinking through.
Now, Archibald is wearing suit and tie. Does he really need to get more spruced up?
No, really you're looking at like suit and tie. Like if it's a plain Jane sort of suit and tie, you might look slightly underdressed just because you got to think that 1920s, like if you're going to like a speakeasy like this, you're dressing up. So think this is going to be like your velvet suits, those types of things were like your top notch sort of apparel.
Okay.
Archibald, I have a recommendation.
Yeah.
So, I think you need a hat. Now, your hair is very nice and short, clean cut, but wear a hat and that fancy pocket watch of yours. That's an accessory. Even if it doesn't work, that should add some extra oomph to what you need to wear.
Yes. DM, where we're at, speaking of, because I like where you're going with hat, Bentley, because The,
Going to get into
for
Fedora Town?
for Archibald, this is what like he would be thinking of.
Oh,
Yeah.
a fucking top hat?
with a
Oh,
fucking
dude,
cane.
of
Yeah.
course. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So as you guys are kind of like going around and shopping and kind of increasing your apparel, what we'll kind of do is we'll just go around the table describing what you're now wearing. As far as like
Okay,
finding
yeah.
it, you're not gonna have any issues. You're in New York, which is at this time period is like the hub for trade from Europe. So like the nicest fashion is going to be here in New York. So that's not the issue, unless you have a really low credit rating. You shouldn't have an issue with being able to afford either. So like, as long as you're within like the average range, so it's 20, 20 to like 50, you shouldn't have issues. If you're below 20, this is going to be breaking the bank to get up to snuff as far as like apparel goes.
What does our credit need to be?
It's, well, if it's, what was it, below 20, you said?
Yeah, so 20 to 49 is your average credit rating.
Okay.
So that's pretty standard cost of living. Below 20 is where you get into the poor range.
Okay, cool.
For you,
Cool.
Carmilla specifically, I don't think you would have an issue either because you have a contact here if you really needed it.
Yeah, she would help Bentley out with that too, if and use her contact if need be.
Perfect. So we'll go ahead and go around the world. Archibald, is there any specific flair you want to add to the image you dropped?
So I think like specific flair is he would have like instead of the like he would have like a red velvet like pocket chiff hanging out.
Okay.
But the boutonniere that he is wearing is a red rose. And he's specifically made sure that like his coat has tails, black top hat, cane, and he's carrying around the white gloves with it. You'll never see him put the gloves on, but he will carry them in his hand with the cane.
Perfect. All right, Bentley.
Sorry, I'm pulling up the image right now. 1 second.
While he's doing that, DM, one of the reasons why I love this campaign is this background music. It's just adorable. I love it.
We'll be hitting some jazz stuff here shortly.
Oh, I'm so looking forward to it.
Yes.
All right, so Bentley is going to change up his attire quite a bit. He was already wearing pretty formal, like brown tuxedo, but he's going for more of a style like this with brown khakis. He's gonna wear his old stuffed up cowboy boots, and he's going to still wear his same brown tarnished cowboy hat. Gonna go to a barber to clean up his edges and get everything to a uniform size. So he's got the kind of straight combed over look with his hair and the cowboy hat, then chops into a mustache at an even length.
I love that.
Perfect.
So like the sleeves rolled up with the undershirt and then that kind of half the no sleeve coat on top of the vest and tie.
All right, Gillis, is there anything you're going to tweak with
I
what
was
you
just
picked
about
up
to
from
ask.
Arnoldsburg?
Yeah, like, do I have, like, without, like, making myself borrow from the future, is there enough for me to, like, pick up an accessory as far as spending money goes?
Yeah, so if I recall, you're in the average range, so you have
My
about
credit rating's 25. So
Okay, yeah.
technically, I'm in the average.
Yeah, so you have about $10 spending per day without hurting yourself.
Would it be breaking my back if I tried to acquire a gold ring to match my attire? I don't mind paying for like a lower carat if it makes it like necessarily more affordable. I'm not going for blinged. I just want the gold color, really.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't think it'll break the bank. It, kind of like we talked about with the suit is at this point, if you don't do work after this, you're gonna feel it because you don't really have any income because you don't have any other people working at your firm
Right.
or your clinic.
Yeah.
So without you working, there is no source of income.
Okay. So yeah, no changes to my outfit, and if you don't mind, I don't know if you specified earlier, but I kind of wanted to land on cowboy boots because I kind of like how they look on Bentley. But mine have like kind of a square toe and
Okay.
have a yellowish color.
Yeah, and it depends on how you're wearing it, how obvious it is, right? So like if you're wearing it with a suit, for the most part, there's no discernible difference at the bottom aside from like the texture of the material.
Gotcha. So outside of that, no more things like that. I am wondering on a meta level. So my clinic is here in New York. Is there like if we ever have an opportunity to like earn money again, is it going to be different being able to earn money not in New York? Does that make sense?
Well, the way I'm kind of envisioning you is since you're a self-employed business owner, it's kind of like
Whenever I want.
yeah, so like
I see.
you set your own hours and own appointments with individuals. So the way I've envisioned this is you kind of just put yourself on hiatus for the moment. So you have some customers that are reoccurring here in New York. You just haven't met with them in about
Okay.
2 months.
Cool. All right. Well, all right. That's good to know. That's it. Yeah. That's it.
Perfect. Carmilla?
Carmila is going to buy a suit kind of like this.
A pantsuit. There we go,
yeah,
girl.
but she's going with more of a crimson color that has like white lines going through it and suspenders underneath.
Cool.
Nice.
And she's also gonna, after buying that, she'll probably buy. We're back in my hometown, right?
Yeah, New
we're
York.
in New York.
Yeah, and then she'll get some. She's gonna buy about. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's gonna buy about 5 premium steaks.
Nice.
And she's gonna get some expensive liquor. She's basically gonna invite the group to a dinner party of sorts, I guess, at some point. But she's doing that now.
Perfect.
She's
Well,
buying supplies for it.
we'll fill that in after we catch up with Edwin.
Oh no, yeah. I'm just
but
saying she's buying that.
the vibe I'm getting is kind of like at the beginning of Goodfellas, whenever he like enters into the back of the restaurant and walks through.
That, damn it.
That's the kind of whenever you're going in for this
Oh,
feeling
absolutely.
with everybody.
Yeah, like it's like some family diner, or your family has power over the diner, or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's walked in. She picked the best steaks she could find, got them seasoned by the chef, and basically took them and 2 lobsters.
Perfect. All right, Violet, you updating any of your attire? For context, Smalls Paradise is going to require you to be kind of dressed up as far as
Yeah,
getting
'cause
entry.
everyone's bougie here.
As far as price, you're not going to have any issues because you're in the upper echelon.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! Is that the
So
same
I
color
just-
and everything?
I'm gonna go with a dark blue for it though,
Yes.
because blue.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like maybe purple or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Fancy
thinking of
stuff.
the fucking the Beasts, Fantastic Beasts, and where to find them whenever they go to the speakeasy and that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh dude, Violet, I did, dog. Pearls and everything, huh?
Of course.
Wow.
All right. Archibald, when you make the call over to Edwin, hello. What can I do you for?
I completely forgot what I was supposed to tell him.
You're setting up the meeting with him. So basically, at this point, you just need to kind of say who you're with and why you're calling.
Yes, this is Archibald Whitley. I'm here with the team from PICA. Would very much like to speak with you as soon as possible.
Oh, are you the fellers from that Reginald was talking about?
Yes. Good old chap. Love him.
Oh yeah. Well, did you guys just get in town? Oh goodness, it's after 3 p.m. Well, I already had dinner plans for tonight. But maybe tomorrow night.
That sounds good.
Well,
what time should we be there?
Wow.
Where are we going?
well, I mean, you can make dinner plans yourself. I'm going to dinner with the reservations I've made. I can meet with you.
I'm glad that you have reservations.
Well, I think Reginald might have mistook that we'd coordinate once you got here, not like I meet you right this second. I do have dinner plans with a lady friend that I don't want you there at.
Oh, I get what you're putting down. Trying to get a little squeeze in, are we?
Oh my god!
Well, I will say you're not afraid to be a little forward, are you?
Rather be forward than backwards. That's what I always say.
Okay, well, why don't we plan on when Small's Paradise opens tomorrow? It's about 6 p.m. Make sure you're well dressed, and I hope you like jazz.
Jazz. That's my middle name. Archibald Jazz Whitley.
Well, I like your energy, lad.
Hey, and you have a good night with this lady friend of yours. Hopefully you at least hit a home run, or at least left field something.
So, what did he say? Were you trying to make dinner plans with him?
Well, he had offered, and then it turned out that he didn't want to have dinner. It was real confusing to begin with, to be quite honest, but turns out that he might be getting a little something, you know what I'm saying? Gillius, you probably wouldn't know what I'm saying. He's going out with a lady.
I look visibly not well. So, okay, can you just say it again? Where are we supposed to be going to be talking to this guy? I'm just flabbergasted.
He said a fancy shindig opens up tomorrow around 6 p.m. Told us to dress our nicest.
Great. Well, and I, at this point, look over at Violet. We shouldn't have any hard times getting in now, will we, Violet? As I sort of give you a creepy old man wink.
I'm just gonna roll my eyes at you and go back to my book, pretending I didn't hear or see you do that.
Make sure to get that part in the book. When
I was going to
I'm
say,
not putting that in my
Violet,
book.
I was going to also suggest, Violet, maybe you should dig for more details from Archibald. I'd like to read what you have to write.
I'll see what I can do for you.
It's like a whole book, but just in the perspective of Archibald.
Yeah, I want to know what left field means.
Wild.
Oh my god, dude. I'm writing down so many quotes for the end of the game here.
Archibald just waggles his eyebrows at you, Bentley.
So, tomorrow at 6 we will go. He didn't drop the name of the location, did he?
He did, but I don't quite remember it.
Perfect. Great.
That's what we like to hear.
How many places can we go here in New York and listen to jazz music?
Oh yeah, there can't be many.
Well, to be fair, Carmila has filled all of you guys in before, because Reginald told you the place back then as well. The place hasn't changed.
Sorry.
It's
bad.
called Spall's Paradise, but I felt like
Small's
it.
Paradise. That's right, dude. You've been saying this whole time. I'm like, what is that? Is that the name?
That's
Is
the
that
name of
special
the
part
place.
New York.
It's one of the most famous speakeasies in New York,
Oh,
specifically
fuck me.
Harlem.
I'm an uncultured swine.
I don't expect you to know 1920s history, and the only reason why I do is
Hey, wait.
because the book told me.
Could you get me some more milk, please?
All right, so were you guys wanting to
yeah,
do
go.
anything at the dinner? I know Carmila's kind of
Fine.
like,
Aiden, will you get me some milk? Since Haley's just giving me dirty look.
Haley, stop giving dirty looks and
Okay, and I bought 3 gallons of milk. Yeah, I did.
Baby, you're not on mute.
You're not on mute.
Sorry.
Carmila, I know you.
feel that.
Yeah.
Sorry. I buy 3 gallons of milk a week.
Fuck.
Fuck Jesus!
Carmila, I know you've set the seed for kind of like the dinner plans. I assume you guys would want to do that tonight or
Yes.
Sure,
after
yes.
this
She'll,
conversation, but
Yeah, sure. She'll actually, basically, like, after until she goes, what time is it right now?
3
Well,
p.m.
When I was on the phone with him, he said it was shortly after 3.
So that's in the DM, but I'll take that too. So shortly after 3, she goes, I know this is out of the blue for someone like me, but in about 3 hours from now, I'm making dinner for everybody. And she, kind of hands out, 4 cards that have her address on there. Wherever you want, if you want a free dinner, you're welcome to come by. And she kind of heads out.
I will be there, and I'll just sort of like adjust my coat and my monocle.
I know my uncle.
As you walk off, Gilus, you pull off those boots quite nicely. Do they set you back a whole lot?
Gently, I hope you said boots.
Yes, Archibald. I don't know what else he could have been. Thank you. I've never worn boots before, and I think I hate it. My feet have these awful blisters, and I don't know how you do it, Bentley, but you look so suave, dare I say.
Those blisters will turn into calluses. But you'll need to break those in. Typically, when you get boots, you need to wait about a week or so.
Oh,
Some of the old wives will drench the boots in hot water to soften them up for a bit.
oh, yeah. Yes, and I will do this.
Hopefully not while you're wearing them.
Archibald, shut up.
Well, he brings up a good point. It'll help the boots stay submerged in the water.
Thank you, Bentley. And thank you for the compliment. I need some alone time now. I'm
Oh my god.
going to go, and I'll meet you all for dinner.
All jokes aside, wear 2 pairs of socks while you're breaking those puppies in.
As Archibald's flipping through his notebook, he's like, you really don't want to know what he does in his alone time.
Archibald, I wish I can be shocked. And I just start walking away.
I wish I could be shocked.
Yeah, and I'll just meet back up for dinner. I'm just gonna go fucking find some more socks to put on my feet. And consider getting my boots wet, but surely they wouldn't be dry till for dinner, so I'll just hunker down.
Perfect.
That's great.
All right. If you would like to do anything before dinner, feel free to speak now. Otherwise, we'll kind of move into the dinner.
I'm ready.
In the meantime, I understand that like finding anywhere that plays jazz may be kind of hard to find during the daytime.
We know. The DM let us know.
But I Bentley is feeling a little bit of anxiety about not knowing how to dance here.
The best
Oh.
place or most well-known area for jazz would be Harlem. Um, I would say being able to kind of like find anything open before dinner that you would be able to like interact with dancing would be pretty slim. I would say that's probably a hard luck
Okay.
roll. You could hear
well,
some
then,
jazz music, but it would be like people on the street sort of playing it, and no one's really dancing to it per se. They're just playing.
Okay. Well then, while trying to find this address in a city that Bentley is completely unfamiliar with, he's gonna like smell all the flowers in a metaphorical sense, and just if he hears any street performers, he's going to stop and listen for a bit.
Perfect.
Cool. Anyone else?
Excuse me, a piece of pepperoni went down the wrong windpipe. That
She
hurt.
said.
Archibald is going to investigate Bentley while he's smelling the roses.
Oh my god,
And-
dude!
Give me a stealth roll.
Oh my god, you stalker.
First roll tonight.
Ooh. Oh. My stealth is a 25. I rolled a 22.
Okay, perfect. Make sure you check your box for a success. At least at the moment, you're able to kind of like tail him without him being able to detect. But it could also be because he's feeling a little anxious about the whole jazz sort of thing. So he's not like overly attentive at the moment.
Do I pick up on this at all, that he's a little uneasy?
Give me a psychology roll.
Nice.
Shit. What is my psychology? Ooh. 37 out of a 70.
Oh, that's
Nice.
just shy of a hard success. Nice.
Yeah, just shy of a hard.
There's nothing like super overt. Like you can tell that like Bentley tends to keep things a little closer to the chest. But the fact that you can tell that he's going where you guys are going to meet the next night, you can tell that he's like the type of person that is going to get as much details and information about a thing before he does it. So it's sort of like that meticulous, get all of my ducks in a row so that I'm prepared for it sort of mentality.
At some point, Archibald is just gonna kind of like spring up on Bentley just out of the blue and is like, "Hey, old chap, what are you doing out here?"
Appreciating the scenery.
You looking for something in particular? Something I can help you out with?
Hmm.
What ails you, friend?
It's a little bit awkward.
Well, and he kind of like looks around and it's just us.
Is this in front of one of the musicians playing on the street by chance?
Possibly.
I was quite the dancer. I love doing the little dances over at the taverns and the inns and whatnot. But it's a lot different where I come from. This is a big dance party from what I understand.
Oh.
Maybe
So-
that's just me assuming, but
So you're looking to put a little more swing in your step, is what I'm getting. Is that right?
I suppose that's what I'm trying to get at, but
He goes, Bentley, my friend, as he kind of like slaps himself on the thigh and kind of takes a step back and puts his arms out a little bit and says, "My middle name is Jazz."
You
Maybe
know, I
I can
heard.
show you a thing or two.
I'm sure you could, Archibald.
I would be glad to give you some pointers and maybe give you a quick lesson and help you fit in a little bit more.
I think I'll take my chances.
Oh shit!
shit.
Oh shit! He's too prideful.
Yes, well, okay. But if you
Oh.
change your mind, please.
Also,
mind.
I'm not sure if this is a character trait of yours or some kind of mental deficiency or. But this is the third time now that you've trailed me like this. If you want to walk alone, just stay by my side.
I was like, oh, so I get to watch from the front lines. Gladly.
Well, I mean, if you're expecting I'll go to left field, I don't think I'll be doing that here.
You're more of a right field kind of guy,
huh? Bentley will give a nod and a confused head nod that I'm definitely a right field kind of person.
Listen, friend, when the bases are loaded and you're in the second inning, there's no place better to go than home, if you know what I'm saying.
No, I'll tilt my head in the same direction and give another head nod.
Oh shit!
Do you have any idea of where to find Carmila's place?
He looks at the card that Carmila gave everybody and goes, yes, this way. And he leads Bentley. He'll lead you like maybe a good 10 feet before he goes, no. He turns around this way.
You had it upside down.
Considering you know exactly where you're going, Carmila's been giving me a lot of drink and smokes. I'd like to repay the favor along the way. If maybe there's a nice gift shop or something I can do.
Wow. And he kind of like leans into Bentley. He's like, you're aware of prohibition, right?
I'm not expecting to buy alcohol off the streets. I just want to repay the kindness.
Of course. Well, we're in New York. The Big A is what I think they call it. I'm sure we can find some kind of gift shop along the way.
I'd like to find a Smith & Wesson shop on the way to Carmila's.
Woo!
Okay.
Oh, sorry, is this not muted?
Oh shit! A Smith and Wesson shop, you say?
Yeah,
Cool.
Damn.
You shouldn't have any issues there. Between the two of you, one of you give me a navigate roll to see how well you make your way to Carmila's.
I don't think either of us are good at that, so I'm going to give you the honors because I asked for your directions.
Oh, shit. You really don't want to do that, but okay.
I think we have the same role in that, friend.
I have a 10 in navigate.
I'm pretty sure I do too.
But that would be a 22, so hard fail.
It's just, unless you rolled above a 96, there's no difference on the fail. But so as far as the Smith & Wesson shop, you don't have an issue, partly because you guys haven't figured out how the city works. After an extra 30 or 45 minutes, you kind of piece together that it moves in like sequential number order as far as the streets go. And then you're like, oh, it's a grid system. But you guys end up rolling into Carmila's about 45 minutes late.
I'll take that. If it means that we can stop at the Smith & Wesson shop.
Is there something in particular you're trying to find at the Smith & Wesson?
I want to take a look at their, see what they kind of have available, but at the very least, I want to try to find a 35 revolver.
Oh, hell yeah.
So no issues there. Let me get the stat block so either or both of you can write it down for when you hand off. All right. Your 35 Actually, 35 is apparently a modern weapon. So you've got a
Yeah, for that
32.
time period, 35 is pretty modern.
Yeah, so you've got a 32, a 38, or a 41 revolver, or a 45.
Say those options again. I'm sorry.
32, 38, 41, or 45.
Ooh, go with the 45. Ooh, I got a picture of a Colt 45.
Oh, that's a classic.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Let's.
It's not a classic yet, but it will be.
I'll have
It's
to.
good.
I'll have to do a couple of private investigating jobs while we're in town. But let's grab the 45.
Perfect.
Aw.
So the 45 is going to be a 1d10 plus 2 as far as damage.
God damn. 10 plus 2.
I'm not giving it to you yet. I'll write it down. But
Okay.
Base range is 15 yards. Your uses per round is 1 parentheses 3. 6 bullets in the gun. The malfunction's 100. And then this is going to run you $30. So for you, this is about 3 days worth of spending money.
okay.
Which shouldn't be an issue because you're having dinner with Carmila, and then Edwin is covering the service for the next night.
Even still, I should have enough cash to cover that for right now.
Yep.
Okay.
But you don't need to
That's
do
all
the
I want to-
bookkeeping piece. It's more just for kind of general knowledge. So it's not like D&D where like you actually have to remove the gold. It's if you start going way above your bounds, that's where it kind of taps out.
Okay. And then after that, we'll just show up a bit late.
That's fine.
Perfect. So you guys arrive. Carmilla, I'll let you set the scene, and then kind of what the spread is.
So the house is like one of those, I guess it's one of the newer New York City houses where it's in the city. It's made by brick. It has 2 stories up top with a straightaway staircase going up. But on the bottom, there's a staircase that kind of wraps and goes down around the staircase that leads up, if you get what I'm saying. So it kind of goes downwards and drapes right. Does that make sense?
Gotcha.
And there's a door that leads into the basement there. There is an uphill driveway where it leads to the basement, which is like a studio-based type look, no walls, from garage. And what's down there is there's the garage and then there's the kitchen.
Cool.
And so when you guys show up, you guys will see that the bottom lights are on and the door is kind of like open, basically.
Okay. Just for flavor text, I will have probably showed up on time relative to Archibald and Bentley,
Okay.
and I don't know, potentially Violet. And all I want to happen is like a small handful but painfully awkward moments of eye contact between Gilus and Carmilla.
Interesting. Okay. She kind of noticed that and kind of think to herself. So you guys all show up around the same time.
Relative, I guess.
What kind of muscle cars were around during this time, or what kind of cars in general?
No,
Like, what
muscle
was it?
cars won't be a thing for a long time.
Big,
I
the
did
big
know-
old
Yeah.
boxy ones.
Yeah, the ones that basically look like a horse and carriage still, but no horse.
Were motorcycles around that time?
They are.
Yes, very much so.
Okay, then her workshop is a motorcycle kind of
Oh,
workshop.
fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, cool.
She has like a motorcycle hanging by chains up in the air with no wheels, as it's still kind of an engine.
Cool.
When you guys come down, you guys kind of do smell the flavors of food. As on the left side of this basement is like a total wood-based type kitchen with a smoking type oven
Cool.
and stove. As she's like basically her back is turned to the door. She's basically in front of the stove, like kind of cooking and stuff. She's wearing slack pants. No, she's actually wearing. Were jeans around during this time? No.
No, not really. Slacks were, but
I mean,
What was the relaxation kind of like casual
Jeans.
pants?
well, that wasn't probably till later. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna
Okay.
say the 1920s relaxation clothes were kind of whatever they were wearing during the day. They didn't really.
Hmm.
half
Then-
wrap. They didn't have sweatpants.
All she's wearing is her slacks, a belt, no shoes, a tank top, which actually kind of shows off her muscular back, and she has her blonde long hair into like a into a bun, and she's wearing a leather type apron that's tied decently tight around her.
Well, this is certainly not what I expected, Carmela, but for the novelty, this establishment is just divine.
Oh, Gillis, welcome. Is the rest with you, or are you the first here?
Just me. I'll just go find a seat.
You're welcome to talk if you want. She kind of goes back to flipping the steaks as she has a pot of boiling water. She's like, I'm glad you could make it though. Now you're welcome to look at the bike. Still working on it if you want. There's a beer in the fridge.
Maybe after like a handful of minutes had passed, I felt more comfortable, and then I'd maybe like curiously peek around the shop before everyone shows up.
It's neater than you would expect.
Yes. As I go to like kind of touch the bike hanging from the chains. Yes, indeed. I'll just kind of like look at you one more time and adjust my bow tie. And I'll pull out my pocket watch and be like, "Where is Archibald?"
Is that a broken pocket box? As she as you hear the steak sizzle.
Oh, no, indeed, this is, and I'll like hand it over to you briefly. It's not like top class, like, you know, real super spendy, but it's not just like what some Joe Schmo might have on the street. So, inside the pocket watch, you notice there is a picture of a redheaded woman. Well, I guess there would be no color.
Okay,
Whatever.
true.
Whatever. Whatever. You know she has red hair. Doesn't matter.
She looks at the pocket watch and goes, "It's a lovely picture and a lovely pocket watch."
And completely spacing the whole picture of the gal, I clasp the pocket watch and embarrassingly put it back into my pocket. And I'll just go nurse a beer and sit back down.
Violet, were you? Normally, you tend to be on time. Would you have been on time for this?
Of course, yeah, because I'm always either on time or even like
A little
15 minutes early.
earlier. Right.
Okay, sorry.
I was just gonna say. So I would say you probably showed up right around the same time as Gillis, maybe a little bit after him, so that he could have all this awkward stuff happen first without you there.
Yes, dude, and when you walk in, I just immediately can like feel relieved, and I just like, oh, okay. Hey, Violet, it's good of you to make it. We're in a automotive shop.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna look at you and be like, I don't know where you've been, but I've been here.
Yeah, she took a walk before you got here, Gillis.
And I'll just take a sip of my beer.
And then as far as Archibald and Bentley, it'd be like that fashionably late where like the steaks are done, the plates have been made, and then they're kind of rolling in.
Yeah, she's all sitting the plates. she's hesitant to set more just because the rest didn't show, but she said it anyway. And it's basically like a bar table, where one side's with a kitchen. Anyway, it's a thick, large wooden cupboard with 5 steaks gently pressed on it, with cooked lobster kind of surrounding the steaks, and whiskey and beer like in 2 ice buckets next to it.
Hello? Oh, sorry that we're so late. This town is a bit confusing.
It's a big.
I wasn't confused at all. I knew exactly where we were going.
I'm sure. You had a better idea than I did, though. Thanks for leading the way.
Of course, of course. Carmila, as he kind of like looks around.
Archie, glad you
What
can make
done
it.
with the place.
Ah, thank you. I'm trying to get that beauty to work here soon. Call it lucky.
Yes, yes. I've heard of these things. Never ridden one, but I've heard of them.
I don't know if I've even heard of these. Well,
They're kind of similar to like your horse that you were talking about so much. You know, you put one leg over it and kind of straddle it, and then you grip the handlebars much like you would grip the reins, and you just hold on.
I like that idea a lot more, to be honest.
Dude,
It would
Bentley,
suit you.
buy a motorcycle, please.
Well, when I get this thing done, it's almost there. I'll let you do a test spin. How about that?
Well, I will say this, you two. I finished my salad 15 minutes ago, and I am starving. So if you wouldn't mind, and I pull a big ol' steak off the cutting board onto my plate, and a little bit of lobster to go with it.
She as you do that, she goes salt, pepper, a little bit of whiskey, and homemade garlic butter. Hope you guys enjoy. She kind of coughs a little bit. She kind of like closes her arms, kind of like an insecure person kind of would. She goes, I'm only gonna say this the way that I know how to fucking say it. I'm not doing this touchy-feely shit. I know I'm a miserable bitch, but you guys have proven your worth, and I appreciate y'all. Enjoy.
I'll politely take a bite or two before I realize how like lovely it tastes, and I'll just like start snarfing down. You know what I mean? Gets in my mustache a little bit.
Well, it's, I appreciate you kindly. Didn't need to go through this effort to show how you feel, but I appreciate the effort.
Nods to you.
Bentley will go into it, but he likes a heavier hand with his pepper, and we'll put it on much too thick for normal people's liking. But
Yeah. Yeah, you just like so much pepper.
Do you want steak with the pepper, or do you want just the pepper?
I like to feel the tingle going down.
Archibald will also dig in. He kind of looks around and goes, Gillis, I know we're a little late, but did you have to eat all the salad?
Archibald, there's still more salad if you please. I only had what was fair. And maybe a little extra. But I'm so old. I mean, whatever. You know what? I'll just take another bite.
No, you're right. We got to keep those bones strong, don't we?
Violet, do you have
Enough to
something?
Yeah.
I was gonna say Violet was just gonna comment and be like, "He barely left enough salad for me. He just wanted all the salad."
The croutons were very good and nicely salted.
Yeah, and you hogged them all.
You go
Pretty
ahead.
sure they're pronounced cretins.
Oh my god. Get out of here.
You go ahead and take mine. I'll be all right.
No. It would be distasteful to eat another man's crouton. As I
It'd be
look over at Archibald.
It'd be distasteful to eat more than what you're given.
you guys are all doing this, she kind of moves the what kind of remains of the leftovers after she plates herself. She goes, "Have at the leftovers when you want," and she kind of starts sliding cards to each of you guys, and she starts shuffling.
Ah, we playing a game?
Absolutely, why not, right?
I've never been good at gambling.
Oh, good. I would like to bet Gillis's monocle, please.
Hey, no, I use that to look nice.
You are wild people. As she
Well, Carmila might already know, but I think honestly it's either going to be me or Carmila taking the lot. I'll throw in a couple of bucks.
Alright, there we go. Now we're having some fun, and
I'll throw in $1.25.
Yeah,
That's a lot of money.
I'll slap down $1 as well.
Archibald will throw out exactly $3.50.
Wow.
Violet, are you gonna play with us?
Sure, why not?
You gonna gamble, or you need someone to put in for you?
I'll gamble some.
All right.
How much?
So far,
A
the
dollar.
cost is like $5.50.
I'll-
$6.50 now.
I'll do $1.
Okay, $7.50.
Now,
All
how
right.
should I add to this? I know. As she kind of like, you guys see her crouched down from the counter. You can't see her. As she kind of stands up and she places 2 premium bottles of whiskey
Oh,
on
shit.
the table.
Oh, shit.
Oh, now I have to play for real.
As Archibald shoves a piece of steak into his mouth, and you're like, "You might take me on this one. Not much of a whiskey drinker. I prefer vodka. Straight. Shaken, not stirred."
Oh, I didn't know we had a cold-blooded communist in our house.
He goes, "Wait. Oh, I'm not a communist.
You don't sound
I'm from
American,
America."
and yet you're not a whiskey guy, huh?
Listen.
If we're trying to get technical, I think bourbon is actually the American whiskey. But hey,
Okay, everybody, that's enough. Deal the rest of the cards, Carmela. I'm ready to win that whiskey.
She deals.
So, are we playing Go Fish, or what's going on? Is he's kind of
In
like
my head, I
Fuck.
imagine Texas Hold'em, but I
Yeah.
don't know.
Blackjack. We're gonna do
Okay.
blackjack.
okay.
Sure, why not?
All right.
She.
How
Go
we're gonna
ahead.
how we're gonna run this is sleight of hand.
Okay.
We're gonna so when you roll, call it out as regular, hard, or extreme. For ties, we'll go with whoever has the higher sleight of hand, and we'll go best of 3.
Okay.
DM, could I somehow spin this into using a psychology roll instead?
Oh.
If you pass a hard psychology, you can get a bonus die on your sleight of hand roll.
Okay.
I'd like to do the same.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can Archibald do the same? But you said it has to be you have to pass a hard.
Oh, that's a critical success.
Oh,
That's a 7.
that's a critical success for me too. I got 8.
What are you guys rolling?
Oh,
Psychology.
Psychology. Let me see here.
yeah, we're all like looking at each other, looking at our cards.
That's a critical success for me too. I rolled.
Are
an
you
11.
kidding?
Oh
What?
my god!
Oh my God! Let's see what happens.
Come on, Camilla.
Okay,
Join
what is
the
that?
club.
What are we adding to that? on
I
the
got a
side
4.
hand?
Oh my god!
This is a table of mind games.
So a
Okay,
bonus
DM.
die kind of works like advantage, but with how the dice rolls work in Call of Cthulhu, you take the lower. So you're going to roll 2 tens place, take the lower of the tens place.
So it's like reverse advantage, basically.
Yep.
Okay. Let me see.
Okay, first roll. Not bad. Second roll. Okay.
Okay.
God damn.
My advantage roll was 31.
Which is a...
Dude, I rolled 31.
What?
Okay, what's
Yeah,
that for
my
your sleight of
advantage
hand?
roll was-
Let me check. Hold on.
I'll
Oh,
slide it.
dude, it's still a fail. My sleight of hand's 10%.
Yeah, me too. That's a
Yeah,
fail.
me too, and I rolled an 84.
I got a 9. Nice to see you.
Oh my god, are you serious,
Yep.
dude?
Carmilla, Violet, were you playing?
You have a home field advantage, dude.
Yes. I'm a little confused on what I'm trying to roll right now, though.
Sleight of hand is the skill that you're rolling. We're comparing
boy.
success level at the moment, so you have to beat or tie a. What is that? A hard success for you, Carmilla?
Yeah, because I don't have any points, so it's a 10%. And I
Oh,
get
so
like
just a
9.
regular success then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I failed that. I rolled a 62.
All right, Carmilla wins hand 1.
She bluffs the whole time. She's acting she's having a hard time.
Oh shit, dude.
And then, like, as you guys all set your cards down, she goes, I mean, if it was going to be anyone, it's going to be me, right? And she, like, spreads it with one hand and just sits there
My
still.
word! As I like adjust my monocle and spread out a
Archibald
piece of steak.
Or
Archibald's
flush.
gonna lean over to Gilius and grab his monocle and put it on his eye and go, my word!
Ace of spades, ace of kings. Oh,
All right, hand 2. If you'd like
Oh,
to do a
fuck.
psychology, feel free to do that now.
I
Yeah.
will.
If I, okay, because this always confuses me. So when I roll on the D10 and I get the critical success, is that for my first dice? What is that?
it's D100.
It's
Right.
dependent on the value of your number. For example, in psychology, I have a 77.
Okay.
But if I rolled a critical success in psychology, it would be 15 or lower.
Okay, so if I roll a crit on the dice, it would be like 100 for 1d100, right? Because I only have
So-
1d10s.
A crit
So
would
if you-
be-
The first one, you need
What's
it to
crit?
be a 0.
Oh, which is the crit? Because that's the only one I see that's that doesn't. I
Yeah,
don't
but
see
if you
anything
roll
else that has
0,
0.
0, that's a crit fail because it's 100.
Okay, well I haven't rolled my second one yet, so I just wanted to ask about
Yeah,
that.
so what you rolled is 0 digit. The next number you roll will be
A
the
1's
tens
place.
digit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Let me see here.
that's a pass for psychology on this round.
Just
Yeah,
a
I
regular?
failed my psychology.
Just regular.
Okay.
Regular.
That's
too.
a fail then.
What was yours, Archibald?
Oh, I failed my psychology.
Carmilla, you said you got a crit.
Well, my first one was a crit, but in total I got a 7 out of a 10%.
Yeah. Oh, that okay. So you didn't get a hard success either.
Well, I just don't know. I have only one D10, so I rolled 2 for my 100. I got a
What's
crit
your
on the first
psychology?
dice, a 10%.
Yeah, so you got a regular success. You need a hard success, which is half of whatever your value is. So since
Right.
yours is
Okay.
a 10, you need to roll a 5 or lower.
Okay, so I rolled a 7.
Yeah, so it's just a regular success, which you need a hard to get the bonus die. What'd you have,
Okay.
Bentley?
Sorry. So the first one is a success. And then the middle one is what?
A hard
Hard.
success. It's 50% of whatever your value is.
I done a hard.
That's the right.
I done a hard with 36.
Perfect. So you'll have a bonus die in the sleight of hand.
My
Nice.
hand is a. I failed with a 69. So.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Okay, go ahead, roll sleight of hand. So it sounds like Gillis failed.
I did not pass my sleight of hand with a 13.
I got 1.
Oh,
my God! What?
A
are the
legit
odds?
crit success.
I got a 24, so I failed.
Gotcha. All right, so it looks
Bentley.
like
Violet, what about you?
I failed.
I was gonna say unless you rolled a 1 as well, Bentley was taking that hand. All right. So we got it tied now. So best of 3. This is our final hand. If you're rolling psychology, go ahead.
I'm gonna-
Carmela kind of rubs her nose, seeing Bentley win. She's like, "We'll see, we'll see." As she kind of slides a cigar to everybody.
I got a. Sorry. So you have success, hard success, and what's the third one?
Extreme.
Extreme.
Or-
Yeah, I got extreme with 5.
Oh, nice.
I passed, but not with a hard.
Got
so
it.
I failed.
I got a 21 on hard for my psychology.
Nice.
Perfect.
I got a 3 on my psychology.
Sweet. All right, so
Wow.
Bentley and Carmilla, you got bonus dice for the sleight of hand. All right, go ahead.
All right, here we go.
I think Archibald
Oh
does
my
too,
God.
doesn't he? 'Cause he
Oh.
got a hard.
Oh yeah, if you got a hard, sorry.
I thought I rolled a 70. a 7, but it's actually 70.
Oh.
So.
Oh shit.
I got a 3.
I failed
Oh.
with a 23.
Bentley, what are Archibald? What is that? Is that a hard success for you on the sleight of hand?
Yes.
I
And-
failed with the 35.
Oh.
What'd you head, Violet?
I got a 6.
Oh. Oh.
Not enough to beat it though. Oh, it's still considered hard, right?
Yeah, but Archibald scored better. So like you got a 20 and Archibald got the 21.
Right.
All right. So how we're gonna run it is Bentley, Archibald, and Carmilla. You can all add 1 to your credit rating because you split the pot between the 3 of you.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Fuck. Dude, Gillis has never been good at gambling. That's why he doesn't do it.
You said add 1 to the credit rating?
Yep.
Hey, I went from a 40 to a 41.
Holy shit. I'm at 25.
You're rolling around this group with a 41 credit rating?
I am.
Dude, I have 25. You're like double my income right now, and you're a fucking private investigator.
I have
He does a
31.
lot of side work.
He does a lot of side work, huh? A lot of,
Well,
lot of
now-
jazz pulls.
41 is still in the average credit rating, so like he's up like upper middle class.
Yeah.
The
and
the
I'm
more
lower
interesting
middle
one
class.
is that Violet is rolling around with you guys, and she's in upper class as far
Oh,
as
God,
income.
yeah.
Really? What's your credit rating, Violet?
Because I think she got
Uh,
up into the upper 50s, I think.
Maybe.
Credit rating is right below climb. First column.
It shows
My-
hers. Oh, good.
Mine's showing 40 for credit rating.
Oh,
Yep.
you haven't added then. Because you rolled successes on 2 consecutive profession increases. I don't know. I'd have to go back to the videos to see how much you added. But
It's possible I did add it, but then it was on my other laptop and
gotcha.
did it. Yeah.
So unless you guys were doing something else for dinner, I
No,
think the
that's
card
nice
game
dinner.
would kind of close out.
Yeah.
You guys kind of
Uh,
build some camaraderie there. What do you got, Carmilla?
When everyone leaves, she wants to hold Gillis back for a minute.
Yes. Carmela, thank you. Very filling dinner. My belly is full.
I'm glad, Doc. I'm glad. She kind of sighs for a minute. You can kind of maybe even see a little bit of I don't know. You can probably see that she's got a lot on her mind and on her shoulders, and she just goes, "Today I'm not feeling like such a miserable bitch, and I want to say I'm sorry for how I've treated you. You're a good guy. You clean up good. Mustache looks good." She slides you a steak and 2 cigars because it's for you.
I'll just like very platonically put a hand on your shoulder. Thank you. As I sort of give you a smile, and I'll grab the 2 cigars and put them in my pocket. Grab the steak. This is the side of you, Carmela, that I think everybody should see all the time. Thank you once more, and I'll give you a polite bow of the head and excuse myself from the premises.
As he does that, like as he walks away, was the moment like her eyes got a little watery as she kind of looks down to the handgun underneath her bar before she just sighs and grabs a beer and goes to work on her bike.
Damn, dude.
Could I swing back there in like an hour?
Yeah, the lights will be on, that's for sure. In the garage section, the upper parts are house.
Bentley will just give a polite knock.
Doors open, unless you're a fucking cop.
Everybody put their hands up. Reach for the sky.
You hear a fucking shotgun go.
I do the whole bow-legged stance with my hand on my revolver and walk in.
Oh, we having a sundown shooting there, cowboy?
Well, we can if you want, but I've got the fastest fingers in the West.
I got the most spreadable shots. So she has the shotgun rested on her forearm in the east.
Well, I say we'll take it as a draw then.
She smiles as she puts the shot of shotgun on top of her bike. What brings you here?
We had a conversation on the way here
Mm-hmm.
about trust, and it made me realize some things. I'm usually one to trust anything up until I'm given a reason not to. And I feel I may have judged you a bit too harshly. A metaphor with walls, I can see how it could have been offensive, and I'd like to apologize.
Offensive? You never offend me, Bentley. I'm a hard person to offend.
Well, I like to put fires out before they become a problem.
Smart man.
There's a couple of reasons why I came back here, Carmila. I'm really interested on what you're working on over there.
Well, I got a few more bottles of whiskey. I may even have a bourbon, and maybe I'll show you around the bike. You got the midnight oil to burn?
He'll push his shirt up a little higher and put his vest over around a chair.
Oh yeah,
Let's
you
get
got
to
that
work.
like just the tucked in shirt type of look, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's so perfect. She walks over and grabs a small chest and opens it. And she goes, "I think you'd appreciate this." As she sets down like some 2 old Wild West like tankards. That is my great grandpa's collection. As she fills them both halfway full of some old bourbon, and gives you a cigar and goes, "Let's get to work."
Yeah. So for like well into the night, I'd like to work on the bike with her. Well, once we get a chance to like settle down, I'd like to have a chat like at the bar stools.
Sure, we could say like it'd be like 3:50 in the morning. She's sitting on the bar stool, just rubbing the back of her neck.
There's something therapeutic about working on that thing. I
Right?
see myself doing this every night.
Well, for as long as we're in town, you're welcome to help me with it, and I'll give you some advice and teach you.
I told you about how I got the revolver I have now, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. It's beautiful. Beautiful Smith & Wesson.
I think, much like I said when I first got here, you gotta repay kindness, and theoretically put fires out as soon as they appear. But in your case, I think you're the kind that needs a fire with a constant fuel.
She smiles at that.
I'd like to give you a gift. For all the kindness that you've shown me, the drink, the cigars, nice dinners, and your willingness to open up to us as a team tonight.
Bentley. You, handyship is more than enough, man.
It's not. I'm here doing what I would have done, regardless if I would have been in this group or not. Call me selfish. But I would like to do something to repay the kindness that you have shown us all. On behalf of my own heart and the rest of the group, I'd like to give you this. He'll pull out from the back of his pants. He wasn't able to afford a holster with it, but This here is a Colt 45.
Ah, shit.
By the Lord's hand, as she's like slaps her knee. Look at that, Bentley. That brings tear in my eye. Thank you.
I don't repay this to me. This is a gift. And I hope that you'll use it to slay the demons in your path going forward.
The music right now.
Thank you, Bentley. She kind of like sniffs a little bit, goes, I really appreciate the kindness. And she kind of like looks at the gun and, unclips the chamber to look at the inside, feels its weight, looks at the barrel, looks a little too long for her, but she could adjust that. But she looks at it and goes, I'll keep this by my side till the day I die.
It'll be a long time away if you stick with us.
Maybe.
The night may still be young, but thank you. Your friendship means a lot. And that goes miles as far as I'm concerned. You have yourself a good night.
You too, Bentley Truss. You too. After he leaves, she's gonna carve his initials with the date at the bottom of the holster of the gun with her initials.
Wow. Wow.
Nice.
Wow. What a game we're playing right now.
All right. Unless you guys have something that you would like to do during the day, we'll fast forward to the Smalls Paradise meeting at 6 p.m. the following night.
Yes, please.
Just a heads up, I gotta dip out about 14 minutes. Just want to let you guys know.
Perfect. As you kind of come up, you've heard whispers. Carmila, you'd be familiar with Smalls Paradise. It's one of the nightclubs there in Harlem, known for its jazz music, food, and copious supply of alcohol. As you guys kind of roll up, you'll notice most of the men wearing tuxedos, the ladies wearing dazzling evening dresses. There's two bouncers outside. Little Pete, who is an African-American large man with a scar over one of his eyes in a suit without the jacket, kind of highlighting his muscular frame, because it's one of those, that if the jacket was on there, it would look too small. And next to him, you have Reggie Charles, who's a bit smaller, but nonetheless stout.
Reggie.
You can already see a line starting to kind of form outside the establishment.
She'll just wave the group to follow her. She basically just cuts past everybody and walks up to Pete and Reg. Pete, Reg, how goes it?
Well, Carmila, it's not too bad.
Not too bad.
Wait, you know this guy?
Yeah, I know these guys. Good guys. She'll kind of pat him on the back and she'll hand him like a $20 bill and goes, you have yourself a great day. Get a steak.
Damn.
All right. How many's with you?
4.
Okay, head on in. Just, remember to keep the peace. We, Smalls Paradise is,
It's a paradise, right?
You can't say it any better than that.
Yeah, say it ain't better than that. Pete. As she pats his back real hard and walks in.
The kind of other things that you heard is it's the swankiest speakeasy here in town. It's protected by both law enforcement and criminals alike. The music is hot, the company is fine, and the hooch is genuine and imported.
DM, you just got inspiration.
Yeah, you did.
So as you guys are kind of heading in here, it's going to run you guys about $2 a drink because of how expensive it is inside.
I can afford to get drunk here.
This is also one of the only clubs in New York that doesn't enforce segregation. So there's a mix of both African American and whites in here. Um,
Cool.
as we keep moving into this particular module, racial stuff during the 1920s is going to be a common theme, just so everybody's aware.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Okay.
Um,
No, thank you.
as you guys kind of keep heading in, you'll see there's an expensive carpeted stairs leading down into the nightclub. The check room faces the stairs. There's a ladies' lounge situated to the left, while on the right is the gentleman's lounge and the entrance to the spacious ballroom proper. Both lounges are decorated with blue and white marble tiles. Mirrors abound, as do gleaming chrome faucets and fittings.
What's the light level in this place? Do you think? Is
Uh,
that lit?
It's low lit, but it's also one of those that as you kind of get out to the main section, you'll see all the tables have like the lamp on the table, the kind of like you can see your table, and then it's kind of like stage lighting from there.
Gotcha. Okay.
Carmila will kind of look at the group, and as everyone's kind of close, she goes, "You see how dim these lights are in here?
Yes.
Keep your fucking eyes this dim. You don't see shit in here, okay?"
Put my hand over my pocket.
Understood.
Fantastic. If anyone messes with you, you just talk to me. Then she'll give Gilus a pat on the shoulder before she starts walking.
Do you have something?
Go ahead.
The ballroom is large. You'll see there's an opulent bar stretching out along one wall. The faces of the bartenders shadowed by lines of bottles. Opposite the bar is a large stage on which the band plays. Between the bar and stage are round tables, each surrounded by plush, armless chairs and the dance floor. There's plenty of space between the tables for one of Small Paradise's key attractions. Even the serving staff is part of the action. As waiters dance the Charleston, entertaining tables of patrons while holding trays full of hooch. Each table has a small lamp for intimate lighting. Above, electric chandeliers cast subdued hues of blue and gold onto the faces of the neat, pale-faced, portly men and the bleached hair of bejeweled, ambitious young women. Waiters hover. Jazz and the buzz of conversation fill the room. You guys are all led to a table where Edwin Allen is already seated enjoying the 1920s jazz music being played. He is an older gentleman in a nice velvet green three-piece suit.
What color?
Green.
I was literally thinking green.
As you guys kind of approach, I presume you're the folks from PICA? Well, I'm glad to meet your acquaintance. I'm Edwin.
Edwin, we have heard important things about you, and we appreciate that you have decided to take some time for us, because what is at stake is potentially dire.
Well, we'll start a little lighter tone than that, I think. He'll motion for you guys to sit
please.
down. Reginald said you guys were finishing up some business out in Michigan. I take it it went well?
Mission accomplished. Bentley Trust, by the way.
Oh, nice to meet ya.
I give him a firm handshake.
He returns it in similar fashion.
Okay.
I know this guy, right?
No.
She just goes, Carmila Rockfellow. And she gives him a firm handshake.
Oh, nice to meet ya.
Yeah.
I myself, I am Gilus Hornbyll, and I'll give a very light handshake.
Well, that's a little bit of a limp fish there, but nice to meet ya.
Right. Archibald? I mean, this is Archibald.
Oh, Archibald, he's the one I met on the phone, right?
Oh, well. He is, you hear him over the telephone, and well, what you see is what you get.
Alrighty then. Um, so I I take it you said it went well in Michigan. Any hardships?
Not that will be long lasting.
Well,
Carmilla just shrugs.
I kind of was hoping for a little bit more small talk than this, but
I'm sorry. You see, dear boy, we have seen things that I wish your mother never gets to see. And if you want to talk about the flowers, we can, but they're. Am I the only one here? And I look to the rest of the group.
It might be kind of hard to believe. It depends on what you've seen, what you've heard, and what you're willing to believe. Needless to say, we did come into hardships, but it was a successful mission. We were prepared for any more work that you might have for us.
you'll see him kind of like hunker down a little bit as he leans in and a little bit quieter.
Big swip.
Well, I guess it's about time we get down to business that brings you. As much as I love some good small talk, it's obvious that you are more here to hear what I have to say than necessarily me to meet up with young folks. Reginald tells me that you encountered one of the 7 amber sarcophagi containing the Djinn of Arabic legend. Specifically, the one that my nephew Marion decided to take and tamper with despite his lack of understanding.
Precisely.
Bentley just looks to the rest of the group. He did not witness such being.
Reginald did not give me any particulars, but if you would care to enlighten me on what you experienced, if you translated the inside of the sarcophagus, what it said?
Didn't Morietti translate it? Who translated it? I can't remember.
Reginald had to have
Oh yeah.
someone
shit.
else translate it and give it to you.
I'm thinking of something else. My bad. Well. Oh shit, dude. The details are a little shaky. I'm pretty sure. It had. Didn't it only have like one phrase? It was like a. It was like a. Ah shit. I stepped back from the plate. I can't remember.
If you would like to start, you could kind of fill in with what you guys experienced at the house, because he asked about that as well.
Well, I can give you some details on what we experienced at the house. It tried to kill us. Shit was crazy, man. I never
But
seen
in the
anything like
most
it.
untraditional way.
It made me see things. I saw my grandfather. And then I remember faintly shooting at some people that were already dead.
Well, that
As far-
sounds rather intense.
From what I experienced, I came on the scene a bit late. Gave them some much needed backup to pull them out of a hairy situation. And from what they told me, they all experienced something different mentally. It seems like this Djinn is able to manipulate the mind in ways that can make you go insane very quickly. The threat seems to be temporarily neutralized, but I can't say much if we were completely successful in eliminating the Djinn.
Well, that seems to line up with what little bit of lore surrounding Djinn there is, or at least what I've encountered. I know there was markings but the particulars were outside my scope, and to be honest, I'm an old treasure hunter that found a few select pieces that allowed me to enjoy a good life, as you kind of see him kind of massage his suit a little bit. The thrill of diving into the catacombs and tombs searching for rare antiquities was my lifeblood in my youth, and I did not always know what it was I was tampering with. However, as I got older, I became more cautious and actually looked into the folklore surrounding the pieces I would acquire for bidders on the black market. These particular pieces were allegedly containers for the 7 kings of evil renegade Djinn. They serve a greater entity and are essentially his aspects. This leader they serve is referred to in the Quran and is supposedly Ilbis, which is one of the Arabic names for Satan. This angel refused to accept the creation of man. When God created man, he refused to bow before this creation and fell from grace, finding patronage from the lesser beings that had also been cast aside. From my research, the kings are the Gold King of Sunday, Al-Mahab, the White King of Monday, Al-Malik Al-Abayad, the Red King of Tuesday, Al-Malik Al-Amar, the Black King of Wednesday, Al-Malik Al-Aswad, the King of Thursday, Shamharash, the King of Friday, Zimbabwe, and the King of Saturday, Maymum. As far as the details of any of the particulars, that's all I currently know.
You said that you had collected these relics in containers for the Djinn. Did you sell these pieces, or do you know the whereabouts of any of them?
Please hold. Sorry, Dre. I want to let you say your piece before you have to head out.
You're okay. I just have to make dinner before some things happen later on tonight. I didn't want to be noisy for you guys, so I guess I'll just hang in and listen to you guys and be on mute.
Okay. Perfect.
Sorry, I didn't mean to guilt you.
No, you're not. I was like, I guess I could listen in because I want to be there. I want to listen to all you guys have to say. Like, today was awesome. So yeah, keep going. I'll just beat myself.
Well, as far as where they are currently, I don't know. I sold them, and to be honest, I didn't think they were really tied to Satan or any other creature for that matter, but my nephew had become infatuated with the idea of the occult and stole one of them. I had already sold 3 of the artifacts by the time he stole that one, which is probably why he thought there was only 4 of them. Meanwhile, I had gone out searching for the last 3. Once I had gotten back, I was notified of his death down in New Orleans, and based on the nature of his death, I quickly sold the remaining items and washed my hands of them. In fact, I retired from treasure hunting over the whole ordeal. As far as who I sold them to, I don't know who they went to specifically. My contact was an accountant named Pete Manesco. From what I understand, he does the bookkeeping for one of the crime bosses here in town, but both him...
Manesco, you said?
Yes, that's Manusco. From what I understand, both him and his employer have kind of done a really good job of keeping quiet on who exactly his boss is.
Bentley is a bit curious. There seems to be a couple of holes in the timeline. I don't think he's specifically lying, but could I ascertain if he's leaving anything out?
No psychology role needed. He is 100% genuine. I guess meta-wise, what holes specifically are you thinking?
Well, more specifically about like he had attained these items. His nephew, you said,
Mm-hmm.
he took one of them, went to New Orleans, and died. Like,
Oh, sorry,
uh,
you're missing context from one of the sessions. So,
okay,
uh, to clarify for anybody else, because Carmilla might be in the same boat, he had 4 at one point in time. So 4 of the 7.
oh,
He sold
okay,
he sold 3 of them. His nephew stole the 4th one. That nephew was the leader of the Dark Brotherhood, which was the Edge of Darkness module. That's the one where
People who like. Oh, sorry.
they did a ritual to bring the entity out of the amber, and that summoned the Djinn. After that, he spent time trying to figure out how to put the Djinn back, and he ended up in New Orleans researching and was murdered.
okay. Bentley won't say anything then.
So, this Pete Menestro. Do you know where we could find this fellow?
Well, I could probably set up another meeting with him specifically to try and work out where the items have ended up. Um, could I get your guys' contact information so that I can give you a ring back once I've set it up? I assume he'll probably want to meet in the same location, just because Smells Paradise tends to be a great meeting place.
Yeah, I'll just give him Pita's contact card so that all the information can travel through the agency before it reaches us.
Okay, perfect.
Now about this Pete, what's his temperament? If we were to join in on this meeting, would it shoot up any signs of suspicion?
To be honest, I was just going to make the meeting with you guys. Like I said, I'm kind of out of
I
it.
see.
As far as my interactions with them, I mean, he's what I expect of an accountant. The type of person that does good work, but is avoiding all the darker parts of whatever organization they're with. So, pretty easy temperament.
Speaking of, you said he's an accountant. Do you know what firm he works at? Sorry
So,
for the prying questions. I can't help my investigative background.
oh no, don't worry, laddie. The what I'm using, I guess I'm using accountant a little bit more liberally than normal. He doesn't work at a firm per se. He's an accountant for a crime boss. So I guess bookkeeping might be a better word, but
I see.
he's got a clean enough reputation, so he's stayed off of any sort of police radar because he's not involved in anything except for the bookkeeping.
So, how long would it take for you to arrange a meeting with this Pete Menestro?
I would think probably just a couple days. It's just here in
Perfect.
Harlem, so
Well, please, do that. I think that might be our next best step.
I have a meta question, and this may have been explained in the first session, but like, is our goal to find all of these relics and like, well, like, what's our end goal?
This is the first time we found out there's 7. We thought there was only 4 before this.
But even still, with the 4, like, what was our goal with that? Like, to attain the items or like deal with the threat?
so as far as like overall goal for the campaign, you guys are just sent out by PICA to handle whatever
To handle this.
bump in the night there is. So
Yeah, and this just happens to be the bump in the night.
So this is a follow-on from the Edge of Darkness. So like they're following up on the lead with the sarcophagi, but there's nothing specific yet. They had the intern paper chase, which is the one that you joined in on, where it was specifically relating to Violet, and it was like, hey, while I get the details of setting up this this meeting in Harlem, do you want to go knock this out? and then the party chose to go do that.
So
this-
it's not necessarily about collecting these things. I'm sure there would be some sort of meta advantage for doing that, but that hasn't necessarily been the goal.
So Bentley will kind of speak up. You said that you had sold the other items. You retired from the industry, or at least from the activities of your hunts. Do you by chance hold records of those sales? Any ledgers or?
He kind of quizzically, I sold them all to Pete Manusco for his boss. So
I see.
I was gonna say I don't necessarily keep ledgers because the more paperwork you have, the more entangled you are. I got paid cash, but all 7, well, the 6 that I had went to him. Where they went after that, I'm not positive on, but
I'm sorry for the many questions.
well,
Deeply
no,
apologize.
it makes sense, especially what you guys encountered. I assume knowing more is better than showing up surprised. The look on your faces when I said 7 was enough to tell me that you're already finding out more than what you knew when you arrived.
Yes, Edwin, I will have to say you've been quite a help this evening in such a fine, glorious establishment such as this. And from here, really, I think the best step is talking to this Pete fellow, because, you know, with someone like Carmila here, as I sort of gesture over, we can get just about anything, even if we don't.
She clicks with her tongue and does a wink.
I do have one more question for you. Once we're done with the involvement of talking to Pete and going on further with our investigation, do you want your name being kept clear of the investigation going forward? Any amount of anonymity?
I mean, I would appreciate it, but they already knew I was connected to Mary and Alan, so it seems like in your profession and in mine, no one really believes that these relics hold any sort of actual power. They're just relics.
That's fair. Just wanted to make sure. You've been a great help, and I don't want to abolish that help by hurting you in the process.
Well, I appreciate it, lad. I wish you the best of luck. And I would say contact me if you need any help, but to be honest, I would rather stay out of anything deeper than providing information.
Understood. What do you recommend to drink around here?
Well, I am personally a big fan of Manhattan, and they do a pretty fine one here. They import the cherries, and it hits just right.
Excellent. Please, and I'll grab someone, one of the wait staff's attention. A whole round, please. Right, everybody? Yes, yes.
Yes, bring them on.
Oh, the Manhattan Special. Coming right up as you see him kind of like tip-tap off to the bar, spinning and everything.
She'll yell out, "Bring me a whiskey!"
I don't think she knows what a Manhattan is.
To be honest, I don't remember what a Manhattan is. I just know it's one of those classic.
Whiskey, vermouth, and cherry.
She doesn't buy that shit, man.
It's an extremely classic drink.
She doesn't buy that shit. She's pretty just straightforward.
Right.
Yeah, it's one of the classic cocktails right up there with an old-fashioned,
Oh, thanks.
which is what I'm drinking tonight.
Wow. How appropriate.
I made 3 and put it in 1 so that I didn't have to go mix another drink.
That is big brain thinking right there.
Yeah, I'm also drinking with the times of the Red Bull vodka.
To my classical
Sweet tea?
A twisted tea?
natty pink lemonade.
Well, you had a bud earlier.
Arizona.
Yeah, oh, I did, but I wish I had more.
All right. This would kind of go into a little bit of another research downtime, so we'll say it'll probably take a few days to set up the meeting between you guys and Pete.
Perfect, 'cause I needed to make more money.
I would like to do a bit of dancing before we end the night, though.
You're more than welcome to. I don't think. So I'll let you RP how you'd like this dancing to go.
Yeah, if Bentley's getting up to dance, Archibald is gonna follow and put on the Ritz.
What about Carmela? Are you gonna follow forth?
Carmilla will watch from the bar unless someone invites her
Okay.
to dance.
Okay.
Archibald will reach out a hand to Violet and be like, "Do you care to join us, old girl?"
She's gonna look up from her book because obviously she's got her book and be like, sure. I don't know much about dancing, but sure.
It's easy. Just follow the lead. As he grabs your hand and whisks you out onto the dance floor.
And Gilus will stay behind like a parent does when their kids go onto the playground.
Archibald will also grab Gillis's hand and pull him out onto the dance floor.
Like fully just setting into that, being okay with like being the old guy out. I get shooted onto the dance floor. I'll just follow Bentley's lead if you want to start this off, brother.
Okay. Bentley still having zero idea, just trying to feel the beat and like really appreciating like the clarinet and like hi-hats that are playing. He's just going to try to mimic what other people are doing. And he's gonna like look around, try to find a younger lady to dance with, and for right now, I'm gonna stick to the dance floor. I'm just gonna like search around for somebody, and then like offer my hand in like a traditional Western way, not really knowing the colloquialisms over in these parts.
And while oh, sorry, go ahead, DM.
I didn't have anything, so it's unlike D&D. There's no like performance, so like this is 100% how you guys envision your characters playing it out. So
Okay, so Bentley is going to try to throw in a little bit of a jazzy swing into a traditional waltz, and like try to mix that as flushly as he can, like failing a bit. Like there's a lot more arm waving, but like very like stoic and like structured like stance, and like it's very rigid for something that's not rigid at all. You know, like for the.
Right.
But Bentley's just trying to get a feel for what the dancing is like and try to match her movements like to the best of his ability. But he's just gonna like start getting in the feel of it, and then order another 2 Manhattans, one for him and the girl he's dancing with.
Oh shit.
Archibald, being a little more like accustomed to the jazz, is just taking the lead with Violet, and like they're dancing all over the place. He's spinning her around, and at some point, like he kind of makes them work their way over towards Gillis, who I imagine is just kind of like, I don't know, doing the best that he can.
Hey, I have an idea. I'm not totally out of it.
And as he makes their way over there, he's like, Gillis, you see, it's all just in the feet and the footwork. You got to get them feet moving, and then the rest of you follows.
I don't need no lesson. I do have some younger clients that have showed me a thing or two, and I'll just do this move, where it's like, I'm just doing this. You know what I mean? Just like, you know.
After a while, when Bentley starts to get the hang of it, he'll tip his hat over like to the lady and thank you for the dance. Appreciate it kindly.
What about you, Violet?
Well, I'm just following Archibald's lead because he,
Oh, so you're dancing
grabbed me.
with
And
Archibald.
yeah, follow his lead. Remember?
Okay.
He grabbed me.
Oh shit.
He
And
pulled me
so,
away from my book.
So as you're mid swing with Archibald, we'll have a moment of brief eye contact, and I'll give you a genuine eye wink. And not in a creepy old guy way.
Fair. I'll accept it, I guess. I don't know.
What did Beige say to Archibald? I think he's a fucking creep.
Bentley will find his way over to the bar. Go try to find Carmila, see what she's doing.
He is drinking pretty heavily.
Do it, dude. Do it.
Hey, Carmila. I'm not exactly what I'd call confident dancing over here, but I think I've learned a thing or two from the bit I spent over there. Why don't you join me? Or at least you could do after that cult, huh?
Oh!
Wait, what'd you say?
It's the least you could do after that cult, huh?
She just smiles a bit and she taps on the bar before she just finishes her drink in one sip. She undoes her vest and rolls up her sleeves and rolls her shoulders as she goes, leads the ways there, Harry Feet.
I'll tell you, Archibald, his dancing is about as sporadic as his personality is, and I think I might learn a thing or two. So once we get to the dance floor, I'll just spin her out, and we'll try to do something akin to a swing dance. But I'm still a little too rigid for the loose movements in with it. I've learned the steps, but the way that I approach it isn't as enthusiastic as the dance is supposed to look. But he does a good enough job.
I love it.
He's very drunk right now, so she's very loose, and she's doing kind of a shoulder thing, kind of like this, and trying to match your pattern.
Wow, I love this.
At some point, Archibald is gonna lead Violet over to where Bentley and Carmila are dancing, and he just says, "All right, now switch roles." But he does it so quickly that he takes the hands of Bentley and starts dancing with him.
Bentley has to make a show of putting his hands on bottom.
Oh my god, of course. Yeah, you guys fight for it for a second.
Camilla will take the lead with dancing with Violet, and somehow we just shift
Yeah.
partners.
And now seeing Archibald up close, it's still a little awkward, and Bentley trips over himself a couple of times, has to pick himself back up, but eventually you start to see a little bit of swing coming out.
Oh yeah.
There you go, Bentley. It's all in the feet.
And I'll say this. After feeling an amount of emotion that's equivalent to a middle schooler feeling jealousy on the playground after lunch, see them dancing together, Bentley and Carmela, and then start to realize the implications of that feeling. And I'll take a couple steps back, and I'll still be tapping and swaying with the music, but I'll kind of let everyone else have a nice, fun dancing time as I start to sort of reflect on the love of my life.
Do you pop the pop-up watch open?
And yes, and then these new sort of feelings I might be experiencing for the first time and since then, and so it kind of leaves me in this sort of moral quandary.
As the scene kind of starts to fade out, you see Bentley trying to then teach Archibald how to do a Western line dance.
Oh yeah,
And,
it's the boot scoot boogie.
Yeah, it doesn't match the music at all, but Bentley is now quite drunk and really starting to show he really enjoyed dancing in the West, but he's never been to a party like this before.
Carmilla, after dancing a little bit with Violet, she starts to head back towards the bar, and she'll accidentally bump into Gillis.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm just in the middle of this, and it is quite delicious. Never been a fan of cherries, but something about tonight makes me, and I just bite the whole cherry off the stem.
Yeah, has her hands in her pockets, and she's wobbling a little bit and goes, Seem like you're more of your wild self, Gillis. Why aren't you with us on the dance floor?
Oh, my ankles are hurting.
Your ankles are hurting. How old are you?
I am only 55.
It's never polite to ask a lady their age.
Archibald, shut up! As you like roll up, I'm like, all right. Maybe we just need more drinks.
Let's get some more drinks and no, maybe we'll dance. And she'll head to the bar to grab him and her a drink.
DM, I won't dance with Carmela tonight. I will finish the end of this night drinking pretty heavily, though.
Perfect. As you guys kind of like continue your night here, you realize very quickly that this is the spot to be at in Harlem. It is bumping. It is one of those places that everybody that's anybody is there. For anybody that's familiar with the New York area, so Gillis and Carmilla, you're seeing several public officials.
Oh, no shit? Like the fucking mayor or something?
Not tonight, but several of the elected, like the city council. There's high-level police officers. Carmilla, you would recognize some of the other like gang or like crime bosses in here. This is kind of like sacred ground as far as both
It's like
law
the watering
enforcement.
hole.
Yep.
Anytime a cop passes or anything, I don't know if anyone's paying attention, but Carmilla looks at them with some pretty dangerous eyes. Every cop that she sees, that she knows is the cop.
The vibe is kind of like in Batman Begins, whenever like Bruce Wayne confronts Carmine Falcone, and there's literally like
Yes.
the city councilor and everything, and he's like, I could do whatever I want here, and nothing would happen. That's kind of the vibe. Is like
Okay.
it's
We got some neutral ground.
exactly. But the night's fun. The band is playing fantastic. It's the Paradise Orchestra is who's up there primarily. At the end of the nights, you guys are kind of expecting a phone call from Edwin in the next few days, but you have a little bit of downtime. I would say this is probably a good
this is
place
perfect. Yeah,
to stop
perfect.
for tonight. You did get some
100%.
more drops, but
Yes.
yeah.